12-round title fight. We talked about it last night. We took some punches, we delivered some blows, backed each other up, whether it was the defense picking us up on a short field, whether it was the offense down some players now, eating up over 6 minutes of clock and going down there with will to thrill. Play style is something we are all about. We live it, we breathe it. We just went toe-to-toe for 12 rounds with a team that defines themselves by it. This just kind of feels like everybody gets a game ball.
Great win, fellas. We know we got everything we need in this room. Yes, sir. And we're going to turn the intensity up every week.
How can you not get fired up watching Kevin O'Connell work the locker room like that after a big win? How can you also not get fired up for this guy, Harrison Phillips, one of the good dudes in the league, 2-year contract extension worth up to $19 million, just signed a couple of days ago. And what do you know? We've got him on the show right now. Welcome back to the Insiders. Harrison Phillips joining me, Tom Pelissero, as well as Ian Rappaport. Harrison, congrats on a 2-0 start for a team that a lot of people probably didn't have starting 2-0 if they were filling out the schedule. Congrats on the contract. How we living over there?
Hey, life is good. God is good. And being 2-0 is one of the best feelings out there. So we're hoping to stack on top of that coming up here this week. But, yeah, I've been blessed a lot this last week.
So, Harrison, I saw the tweet we just showed there. It was Tom breaking your contract extension. Look, that's an important time, and it's exciting. How frustrated and disappointed were you that Tom was the one who broke it?
You know, it's kind of a humble slice of pie when you realize that's the pinnacle of what's going to happen in life. But, no, all jokes aside, man, you guys do a fantastic job over there. And, you know, I actually made sure that could happen because you guys have done a great job following my career and help promoting a lot of stuff I do off the field with my foundation. And it means the world when you guys help tell the positive things that we do in this NFL community.
And we appreciate you being back here again, Harrison. So 2-0 start for the Vikings. Again, not a lot of people would have guessed that coming out of the gate here. I think that Coach O'Connell kind of liked that, just nobody talking about this team. But what's working? What's working for you guys right now?
I think that we have a lot of very disciplined, like unselfish players. And so when you're playing for the guy next to you, you just have a little extra chip on your shoulder and a little more gas in the tank. And, you know, we've gotten a lot of players that just have a lot of things that have been overlooked in their life, gone through a lot of adversity in their life. And so, you know, you just have dogs that are just constantly wanting to prove to themselves, prove to others, prove to this team. And when you get enough of those guys together with the right leadership and the people we have on this team, the talent we brought in this offseason through the draft and through free agency, it's just been a great culmination of success, and we're hoping that we're not peaking going into week 3 of this season. You know, we hope that we're playing football for a long time.
If you guys keep playing defense the way you do, you guys could be playing for a very long time. Brian Flores is coordinating a very fun and very frantic and kind of scary defense. You live it every day. For those of us who aren't in it, what is it like? Because it seems to the outside to be that's great. I love that. It seems to the outside to be unbelievably complicated, but also very effective. How would you describe what it's like to be in it?
Well, I try to put a little bit more on my plate than maybe some of the other players, but we have a few people who are able to do, you know, in their position groups that are help calling, making alerts, doing checks. You know, from a bird's eye view, ultimately, we want to hold the pen last, right? We believe that this game is more like checkers and less like chess, or sorry, other way around, more like chess and less like checkers. And so, you know, we can take things off of offensive coordinators' menus based on what we show and based on what we do. And so if we're able to condense that offensive play caller's list down to a handful of things, that allows us to, you know, work on specifically how can they attack us. And we know that this is a copycat league, so when one thing comes up, we'll then focus that week to get back to it. But again, when you look at offenses, whatever personnel they're in, they're building bunches, they're running strong, they're giving the condensed formations to spread you back out, or they're spreading, going for open, getting into empty looks, under center, QB gun. We have alerts and checks to all these different things. And it does seem like a lot, but again, when you put some of the weight on different players at different positions, it's you know, diversified amongst all of us so that we can move fast and play fast.
So you get the win in the home opener this past week against the defending NFC champion 49ers. Doesn't get any easier this week in your building again, but you got C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans coming. When you look at them on tape, Harrison, what are the challenges that you face, and how can you really attack these guys?
Well, I think you look at just playmakers, right? In their backfield, obviously we'll figure out what Joe Mixon's situation is. And then the receiving core. I mean, you've got 3 like #1 true receivers. And obviously I spent a lot of time with Diggs in Buffalo, and he has history here with Minnesota. And so we all know, what he's able to do, and some of these other young cats at the wide receiver position that just find ways to get open. And we talk about that quarterback, most of these outstanding quarterbacks, I was able to see it in Josh Allen from year 1 to year 2, and you guys see it in a lot of guys you've covered. They make that biggest jump from year 1 to year 2. And so you talk about a player who already was playing really, really high level football. The jump for himself, I'm sure, he's playing with confidence. You can see the way he's extending plays in the pocket. Those off-schedule plays that we always see, some of these, the Patrick Mahomes type plays, he has all the ability to do that. And the throwing across the body throws, you would think as a defender, hey, we don't really have to cover to this side because of the way he's rolling out this way. We have to cover everything at all times. And we have a tall task in front of us.
I want to talk about your quarterback, because I think a lot of people thought or assumed or whatever going into this year that you guys would just have like a nice transition here. Moved on from Kirk, obviously. Got a lot of dead money there. They drafted a rookie quarterback at J.J. McCarthy, who I know the organization, even though he's injured, still has really, really high hopes for. And then you signed Sam Darnold to kind of just be the placeholder. Except he's a lot of the reason why you guys are 2-0. Been really, really good, essentially mistake-free. Did you see this, as someone who had to go against him every day in practice at camp, did you see this, the way he started, did you see this coming?
I'm going to be honest with you. I really did. I remember going against this guy at USC all the time, and I was like, yo, this dude is unbelievable. I don't know. We probably played him 4 or 5 times in my couple of years, even in Pac-12 title towards the end. And he was just so elusive in the pocket, could make throws from everywhere. I mean, I think it was maybe the 5th time playing him, I finally was able to get him down. I mean, he's great. And so when we signed him, I was really ecstatic. And, I got my buddies back home asking about, how the Vikings going to be this year and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, I like our chances, man. Sam's a dog. And then obviously, we drafted JJ, and I just know that room was competing with one another. And, Sam's been fantastic so far, and I think he's only going to get better.
The last thing for you, Harrison, we had you on the show back in December because you were the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Vikings. Your Harrison Playmakers is one of the coolest organizations, I think, of any of the charitable things that a lot of different NFL players do. What's new in 2024? What do you got going on?
And we got a lot of stuff going on. It's good timing. One of the newest things we've done is we've partnered a little bit with Build-A-Bear. And so we're going to different cities and we're kind of renting out Build-A-Bear, letting people come in and choose which animal they want. Working to get a Viking style type thing, up in Western New York, where I still have my foundation. We have buffaloes, and in Omaha, we got some jerseys with Phillips 97 on them and stuff. And then I'm also renting out some pizza machines and some Dave & Buster's here coming up, as well as starting a new program called the Big Dogs, and where we have Harrison's Playmakers, individual with differences, transitioning from being a playmaker themselves to now being a volunteer that's helping our other playmakers, trying to show that all these individuals with differences are able to accomplish great things and to grow and now pay it forward themselves in the volunteer role.
Harrison, awesome stuff, man. And guess what? The other part about being 2-0, I'm coming to your game. I'll be there on Sunday, so I'll see you out there, man. Really appreciate the time.
You're covering a game?
Wow,
I'm going to a game.
Big
How about
time,
that?
man. That's big time. We'll have to let my family know that the suite over at the Omni is probably going to be taken then, and the private airplanes are probably going to be all packed up. So
amazing.
Harrison, best of luck, man. Thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. Thanks for hanging.